table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel. Wrap this skin, roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, clear, gritty from ear to ear. Craving and radiant grain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise. We know our purpose. In paradise, in paradise. We know what our purpose is. In paradise, in paradise. We manifest dreams. In paradise, in paradise. Truth is what you conceive.
Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and happy Thursday, game day, of course. Thunder game 2 against the Mavericks is tonight, and then we're going to talk about the one NBA game last night. And sorry about my nostril, I'm a little stopped up right now. This weather's just if you've got allergies, you know exactly what I mean. If you don't, then I don't know what your problem is, but you're lucky. That's all I can tell you. And remember, if you guys want to comment on anything we're talking about, please go ahead, like, subscribe, hit notification on YouTube, where you can answer questions, you can ask questions, you can comment, you can do whatever we're talking about the show today. Please, by all means, do that on our, like I said, on After the Storm, which is our post-game of the Thunder Analysis show. We usually have quite a few people coming in and do that. We have our regulars who comment and do things. So it's growing on that, and we appreciate that. And just like this, if you want to go ahead and comment, please do about anything I'm saying, whether you like me or don't like it or whatever, or just give your questions on anything you might ask. We don't get offended. We don't get mad. We just comment back to you on what you're talking about. Now, let's talk about something right off the bat. In NBA news, the Nuggets center Nikola Jokic wins his third MVP, really, over SGA and Luka, and it wasn't even close. And like I said yesterday, I believe that SGA not playing against the Celtics and against the Sixers cost him. He hit the big shot against Minnesota. Against the Knicks, but he was not 100% healthy. You could just tell he was not healthy. But I believe that's the thing that killed him. He did not get any looks because people did not see Oklahoma City play this year, which is one of the reasons why I say that they win that Dagnall won the Coach of the Year, is because nobody saw us. That's what I believe, and to me, that's what happened. But regardless of all that, congratulations to Nikola Jokic and him winning the MVP. And like I said, I think SGA got robbed. And I saw this today, that he is the first player to average 30 points plus per game, and the team was the number one seed in the West and not win the MVP. Is that crazy or what? First player since '67 to average 30 plus, team's number one seed and not win, and that's because we were not on TV. They did not get to see his greatness the way that we got a chance to see him. But those that did voted for him over Jokic, because I believe that last year Jokic should have won his first MVP. The year before that, I think that Embiid should have won the year before that, and the year before that, Giannis should have won his third in a row because he was just completely dominant. But they didn't want to give him his third in a row, just like they didn't want to give Jokic's third in a row last year, and that's because he didn't deserve the 2 years before. I think last year he was clearly the MVP of the league. The year before that, I think Embiid was the MVP of the league, and I think Giannis should have won his third in a row, being MVP of the league. And I think this year the SGA should have won it, because when you look at what Oklahoma City's done, 17 games ahead of what they were last year. They win the number one seed in the West with the third best record. Second tied for the second best record in the league, and they don't have the MVP. And once again, I've said this before, and a lot of players have said this before, and like Stephen A. Smith commented about today, and how irate he is, whatever, because players say that. We don't think media people should be the one. Ask the players. They're the ones who play against the guys every day. Ask them. Let them pick. Then you decide whatever they say. Then you go ahead and report that. But I think people are biased. It's just like Hall of Fame stuff. There's people in the Hall of Fame that don't belong in the Hall of Fame, especially in Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous. You got a bunch of people who donate money, who are on the committee or whatever, and whether they like you or not like you depends on whether they want to put you in or not. It's 100%. It's irrelevant on whether you deserved it or not. And we've talked about this with Terrell Owens. I'm not a Terrell Owens fan off the court. I mean, off the field of play. But he is amazing on the field of play. Amazing. So you give him his credit. And then, of course, Gatorade adds WNBA All Star Asia Wilson to their family to rep the company, which I'm 100% fan of. She is absolutely amazing in what she does. She's a beast. She really, truly is a beast. So I want to give her credit and congratulations to her. And also, like I said, congratulations for Jokic winning his third MVP in 4 years, which like I said, it should be his first MVP. And, once again, MVPs don't get bounced like he gets bounced. Out of it, they're getting ready to get bounced again for the third time in 4 years that he's won it. So, yeah, the year that he didn't win it, they win the league. But anyway, last night in NBA scores, the Pacers lost to the Knicks. The Knicks are now up 2-0 over the Pacers. It's just amazing. I saw this show just earlier, and it was talking about taking Jalen Brunson over certain players. And it was like Jalen Brunson over SGA. And I was like, you're out of your damn mind. Jalen Brunson, SGA is going to be all NBA and all first team all NBA, first team all defensive team. Really? And you're going to take a guy who didn't make either? Now, Jalen Brunson should be second or third team all NBA, no doubt. But he's not even remotely close on the first all NBA team, and you're going to take him over SGA. And your comment is, well, SGA's points have gone down in the playoffs. Well, that's because one, we've swept. We haven't really needed him except in spots. And then in spots, what does he go? 10-3 run, 10-4 run with the group he's in there with. So I don't understand the logic. But once again, when you don't watch us play, that has a lot to do with it. So watch us play before you judge our team and what we're doing and who SJ is. And like I said, the biggest problem that he had this year was the fact that he did not get seen. That's the issue. And we'll see if that next year that's going to change. It's got to change next year. You got to put us on TV. Got to put us on TV. But anyway, the Knicks take a 2-0 lead. They smashed the game was closer than what it actually ended up being. And Rick Carlisle, the coach of the Pacers, talking about small market teams are getting screwed over. What does that say about the Thunder? What does it say about Minnesota? They're both small markets. I just think that you got outplayed. You got your teeth knocked in by the Knicks. That's just the way it is. They're more physical than your team is. Your team is not a physical team. Your team is a team that likes to run up and down the court, score a bunch of points. You don't really play defense, which is another reason to me, Brunson is doing all this stuff, but we'll see what he does against Boston. Okay, we'll see what he does against a team who actually plays freaking defense. We'll see, because the Pacers don't play defense. And the Sixers don't play defense. So, yeah, Jalen Brunson's going to do what the hell he does. Plus, he's playing 38, but is he playing what is he, 42 minutes, 43 minutes? Yeah, he's going to get that many points because he's playing so much. So, yeah, give SGA 40-something minutes and see what he does. He's averaging 30 in 32 minutes or 34 minutes. So, yeah, add his usage rate minutes up. And the fact that he can defend. So, yeah, I mean, that guy's crazy. Would you take Jalen Brunson over LeBron? No, I'm not taking Jalen Brunson over LeBron. Am I taking Jalen Brunson over Jason Tatum? No. Am I taking him over what's my other guy's name that plays for? Oh my God, my mind just went blank. That played for the Utah Jazz and then plays now for the Cavaliers. Oh my God, number 45. I can see his face. Anyway, I'm not taking Jalen Brunson over any of these people. He's little. He's having a decent year. He's having a great career playoff because he ain't played against nobody. Now, if he's busting 40 against the Celtics and he's winning, then yeah, I'm gonna give him his due. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Sorry, no way. In the NBA games tonight, you have the Cavaliers and the Celtics first up on ESPN tonight at 6 o'clock. The Celtics are 13-point favorites, and Donovan Mitchell. That's what I was trying to think of. Donovan Mitchell plays for the Cavs. 13 points favorite. Over under is 212. And then, of course, I think I got Drew Hinton of Husker Drew Picks has done something for us as well on that. He's got his picks. And I think he took the Celtics and the under, I think. I have to go back. I don't remember what he did. But when he's on air, we'll talk about that. The Mavs and the Thunder tonight. 8:30. The Thunder are 5.5 point favorites. Over under is 218.5. And so to break down both of these games, the Celtics, I believe the Celtics are just going to beat up on the Cavs. I don't think the Cavs can match up with them. The Celtics, they look strong. They're athletic now. Like again, Porzingis is out, and as I've said many times, once he went out, I don't think they need him in the East because they don't have to face anybody now. Especially Mitchell Robinson's out for the Knicks if that's who they play next, and they've got Weinstein or whatever the center is that they have. He's not formidable at all. They don't need to worry about him. So they don't have to worry about anything until they face the West. Because if you face the West, then you got to worry about Jokic. You got to worry about Rudy Gobert. You got to worry about the big cat from Minnesota. You got to worry about Chet when you play for us. And then Dallas, you don't have to worry about anybody with them because Cleaver's now out, and Gabbert is strictly an inside guy, and he plays the lane. So the Celtics, I think, are going to be fine without him this first few rounds when they're playing in the East. Like I said, they won't have to worry about him getting him back and him being effective until they come to the West to the finals. That's how I look at it for the Celtics, and I think that they'll roll the Cavaliers tonight because to me, Cleveland does not have enough firepower to keep up with the Celtics. And then the Mavs Thunder once again, 8:30, 5.5 point favorites to 18.5 on ESPN tonight. The thing that I think about the Thunder is this. It's about lineups, and we keep talking about this ad nauseum. Okay? Sorry. My nose is driving me crazy today. This weather is just, I'm good. I thank God the game is not till tonight, so I can take a Benadryl and go to bed and sleep, so I'll be ready to watch the game tonight, to go to the game. Excited about that. Uh, anyway, like I was saying, his lineups are going to have to change it. He's not going to do that. He's playing Gordon Hayward, which I don't understand. And here are our numbers, okay? Here are the numbers for the Thunder. And as far as our team stats are concerned, our team shooting percentage, okay? This is what it looks like. You have SGA, 27 points a game, 46% from the field, 33% from three, only 76% from the line. His line he's went down from 90 of last year all the way down to 76 now in the playoffs. And he's got to pick that up. He's got to pick that up. J-Dub, 20 points a game, 50% from the field, 39% from three, 71% from the line. Now remember, guys, we led the NBA in free throw percentage this year. Or we were tied, actually. And look at this. 76, 71, 73, 83, 62, 85, 50, 50. Look at that. That's just, we're way down on our free throw. And a lot of it has to do with being young. A lot of it has to do with the playoffs. And, so some of that comes in. But you've got to be able to make your free throws. Chet, 16 points a game, 47% from the field, 32% from three, 73% from the line. Now, remember, SGA was shooting 80. I think he finished with 87 or 88% from the field free throw percentage. J-Dub was right about where he is. He was, I think, at 77, somewhere around there. Chet was in the 80s. So you look at what they're doing. Everybody's down. So we've got to increase that. Josh Giddey, 10.4 points per game. And the thing I like about this is all five of our starters are averaging double figures. You got to appreciate that. Josh Giddey, 45% from the field, 45% from three, even though he was dismal Monday night, I think, or Tuesday night. He'll be a lot better tonight. That's the way I look at it with Josh. We need Josh aggressive, and I think he got that one bad game out of him. Hang on a second, excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze right there. I think he'll get a better game out of Josh tonight. Lou Dort, great defense, 10 points a game, 41% from the field, 50% from three, 62% from the line. He's got to be doing better than that because he's going to be on the court at the end of the game, so he's got to be able to make threes in the free throws in the fourth quarter. Because your other defender is Kaysen, he's shooting 50% from the line. So he only shot 2 free throws. So he was 1 for 2. So that's really not a really figure on what it was, because if he made the other one, he'd be 100. But he's only shot 2, so he only shot 2 the other night, so it's not really that big of a deal. Wiggins, 7.8 points per game, 60% from the field, 50% from three, 85% all the way. And Wiggins' numbers are just great, and he needs to play more. And, to me, you don't take minutes from Gordon Hayward when you look at Gordon Hayward right there. You're taking minutes from Wiggins. Because what you're telling me is you'd rather have Hayward on the floor than Wiggins. That's what you're telling me. You'd rather have Hayward on the floor than Jay Will. You'd rather have Hayward on the floor than Isaiah Joe. Rather have Hayward on the floor than Lou Dort. You'd rather Hayward on the floor than Josh, which is still, I don't like that, but I can kind of see your argument there. You'd rather have Hayward on the floor, Chet, J-Dub, and SJ. No, you need to have 9 guys, and he needs to stop with Case, and he needs to be the last guy who's on this list playing. The rest of them should not be playing. You can't give away possessions, and I've said this multiple times. You have less possessions per game in the playoffs than you do in the season. So by you playing a guy 6, 8 minutes, that's 6 possessions or so that you're giving up. On the defensive end, he can't defend. And then on the offensive end, he's not giving you anything. And my thing with Gordon Hayward is he's a lot better than what these numbers show. Gordon Hayward is a very good player, just not for the Thunder. He's just not fitting with us. But Gordon Hayward is a very, 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 very good player, just not for the Thunder. Just not for us. But he was averaging almost 16 points a game when he got traded to us, and he was injured. And I just believe that he just doesn't fit with what we're trying to do. But Dagnall being the builder, or making confidence and getting players better, which is what his strength is. That's what he's. Oh, I can make it better. He's caught up in his own nonsense. Now he's got player coach of the year. And he's really caught up in his nonsense, bro. Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, they lost respect for you. That's why Shaq was like, they're not gonna win. When he made that comment about Phil Jackson, when he told him about them, here's a guy who wins championships. Here's a guy who won't win a championship unless he changes his mentality. The Thunder are winning in spite of him, not because of. That's facts. You can get mad at me all you want to, but they're winning in spite of him because you look at his lineups, you look at what he does, and I can promise you, next year, when we're on more games on TV, the Thunder administration and him are going to have to change their attitude on the way they do things, because I can promise you, once people actually start seeing us play, the narrative of what the Thunder are and aren't are going to change. Because one, I don't like the fact that they call us young. Stop saying we're young. We're 24-14 in one score games. We in close games. How many games have we played in the last 2.5 years where we have been having to make stops on the defensive end, score on the offensive end? And what has it done? We stop him defensively, you put the ball in SGA's hands, and he closes you out. And everybody talks about fourth quarter points. I don't want to hear about no damn fourth quarter points. I want to hear about clutch points. Because like they did that deal with Jalen Brunson. He's got 77 fourth quarter points. 43 of them are clutch points. I don't want to hear about how many points you score at the beginning of the quarter. What happens at the end of the game? Now, that being said, Nathan, we were talking about that with J-Dub. Yeah, J-Dub scored his points in the fourth quarter were great because we really ended the game in the third quarter. But what he did is he sealed the game in the fourth quarter. SGA set it up to finish it out and to really put us in position, and J-Dub closed the door. That's what happened in the fourth early. We didn't have, last 5 minutes nobody played, so there was no clutch minutes. But to me, it's like I don't give a shit about your fourth quarter points. What are your clutch points? The last 5 minutes when the game's on the line, what do you do then? Well, how many points are you scoring? How many is your free throw percentage? What is your field goal percentage? That's what I want to know. Not how many points you score in the fourth quarter. I care less about that. Who cares what you did in the first 5 or the first 7 minutes? What you do in the last 5? Unless the first 7 minutes, like with J-Dub's point, which is what Nathan was saying, which he was absolutely 100% correct, is that J-Dub closed the door on them early in the fourth quarter. But who did you have in the lineup in the third quarter to actually make the game work? And we've talked about this before, the best 5 you have, which is SGA, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, and J. Will. And Nathan sent me this. This is what happens. Because SGA is so clutch and be able to take him to the basket. This is what happens. Isaiah Joe, 41.6 points per game of field goal percentage. Wiggins, 49.2. Kaysen, 42. J. Will, 36. That's what they're dealing with. Because SGA, what he does is, he's got the ball in his hands. He has a high usage rate, there's no question. But to me, the benefit of that is this. They focus, so much attention gets on him. He will make a move, boom, he kicks it to somebody, and then all of a sudden the rotation kicks in. That's when the Thunder get easy threes. That's when the Thunder can take shots to the basket because of the lineup. They're focused on SGA so much that they're shifting the defense towards where he's at, which allows J Dub, which I believe J Dub is fantastic in space. So he needs to be able to give him more space to be able to create. Take the ball out of his damn hands. He's not a ball handler. Let SGA make a move, hit J Dub, let J Dub create space. Somebody's running to him, which allows him to go baseline or go towards the middle or go left. And he's trying to go right. He can't go right. He missed 2 layups last night trying to go right. Now, eventually, he will be able to go right. But that's what he's working on right now. He's trying to go right. He shoots it in the crack. He missed 2 easy bunnies last night or the night before because why? That's not his thing. His deal is the fadeaway three or the dunk. I mean, the fadeaway to the left, about 10 feet, 8 to 10 feet out, and then dunking on people. And then, of course, his wide open threes. That's his forte. Going right is not. So teams are what? Starting to shade him to make him go right, not left, because they're trying to take away what he does. Now, eventually, he will have a cure for that, or he'll have an answer for that in the next year or 2 years, depending on how hard he works, which I think he's a hard worker. So I believe that he will come up with an answer to be able to go right or left. But to me, you put the ball in SGA's hands, you let him drive, you kick it to J Dub, and let J Dub work in space. You have Chet right over here for 3. You have J Will for 3. You have Isaiah Joe. You have Kaysen. You have Lou Dort to knock down threes. And I just gave you the stats on what everybody's shooting now as a team. Playoffs, those were playoff numbers. Those weren't season numbers. That's a total different thing. So these are playoff numbers that I gave you. So you can see what the Thunder are doing and what they aren't. So to me, it's really simple on what you do. And to me, the key for the games tonight is really simple. Play the correct lineups. Put your best lineup in there more than once together. That's the second and fourth quarters. That's at least the first and third quarters, and for sure the fourth quarter if you need them to. And that's SGA, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, J. Will, and Kaysen. That's your 5, and then you bring in Chet. That's your 6. Then you bring in J. Will, J. Dub at the end, and Dort at the end. That's what you do, and maybe Josh if he's hitting shots. You have to go by the flow of the game and what's happening 100%. But putting Hayward on the floor is ridiculous. So that's the keys tonight. 1, who are you going to play lineups? Are you going to put the right ones together and quit trying to play J-Dub and SGA the same amount of minutes? He is the minutes manager. That's what we call it. That's who was my boy Nimoy. That's Nimoy Jones. He called him the minutes manager. I was like, wow, that's a great name for him. Minutes manager. He's a manager of the minutes. He wants to make sure that SGA and J-Dub play the exact same minutes or SGA just plays just 1 or 2 minutes more. Because remember, SGA was playing less minutes than him, and he saw that, oh, no, we can't do that. How the hell is your guy play more minutes than your first player ever in your history to be first team all defense and first team in all NBA? And you have somebody plays more minutes than him. How the hell does that happen? And I don't care, you can get mad at me all you want to, but for you fans who are knowledgeable about because you played a little basketball, explain that to me. If you don't know about basketball, explain to me how one guy who's none of these things, who didn't make any postseason anything, plays more minutes than the guy who was your first player ever to be all NBA and first team all defensive NBA. Explain that one to me. Since you know so much about sports, please comment, whatever, explain it to me, because you can't. Because he's a minutes manager. They have a different plan. And I'm telling you right now what that is. And you can believe me, you can get mad at me, you can do whatever the hell you want. But that being said, the third key to me, or the next key to me, is how healthy is Luka? I got these stats. In the last 3 games, Luka is 4 for 28 from 3. 4 for 28 from 3. Now, that means he can heat up at any time. That's what that means. Okay? He could go, out of what, 32 shots, he could heat up and he could go 18 of his next 32, or he could go 20 of his next 32, or 21 of his next 32. He can do that very easily. But the question is, how healthy is he really? Because if he's not 100% healthy, and he's got the ball in his hands the majority of the time, the question is, how good would the Mavericks be if he's hurt? That's the $1 million question that I have, and that's what I'm going with. So I'm joined by my guy, Drew Henthorne of Husker Drew Picks. What's up, homie?
What's going on today? You sound a little rough.
Yeah, man. This weather, dude, is just Drew. It's just, man. I hate it, man. Just hot, cold, wet, whatever. Make up your damn
Yeah,
mind, man. I don't give a shit. Just make up your mind. It's just beating me up. But what is
it's
your
about
take?
to make up his mind and get hot.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's your take on what I was saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. I do know. I had one thing is I think that if Luca is down again tonight, I think you're going to see Kyrie step up and have a big game. I think he'll try to take over, and I didn't think he played very well at all in game one. I don't think he was a third of. I mean, I don't know how many shots he had. Looked at it, man. It wasn't very many.
No, no. Well, he commented on Lou Dort's defense as well, and Kaysen. And Kaysen had played great defense against
I
him
think
as well.
I think he'll try to be more assertive
Yeah,
tonight.
I agree.
Especially if Luke, if they all know Luke is compromised, then I think Kyrie's going to try to shoot more and be more ball dominant.
Yep, yep. But like I said, 4 for 28 in his last 3 games. Luke is.
Yeah, something's off.
Yeah. Well, he bunches. He's that right leg, and he shoots that fadeaway off his right leg, so he can't really
Mm-hmm.
get the lift. And if he's not really getting the lift, because like when in my academy, I teach kids, it's from your feet up. It starts at your feet where you plant them, then you go up, then your shot at the top is the last thing that you work on. So, but if you can't get that lift down low, everything else is not going to work properly, which is why his shots
Yeah,
are short. Then the next thing he does, oh, I'm short. So then he shoots harder and he misses again because he's out of rhythm.
but and I said whenever Cleaver went down against Clippers, I said that was a huge loss for them. I mean, it's gonna resonate just kind of how they run their offense. I get it that he's second string center, but he was a stretch. He can rebound. He can pull. He's not just a back to the basket or just a in the box type big man.
Well, he
He can
opens the
actually
floor
shoot a
up.
little
He
bit.
opens the floor up,
Yeah,
is
he
what he
opens the
does.
floor and he helps Kyrie on the dribble drive. There's lots of different things that he does that help that offense
Yeah.
besides just scoring
Which
5
is
points, 6 points a game.
which is why Sam Presti got rid of Steven Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was
Yep, I
clogging the
agree.
lane. That's the exact reason why Presti got rid of Steven Adams. Because of the simple fact, yeah, we all love Steven Adams, but he clogs the lane. And when you got guys who are dribble penetrators, you can't have a guy in the middle. He clogs up the
Mm-hmm.
lane. You got to open it up, and that's the difference. And what Kleber did is he would hang out on the 3, and the lane is wide open, which gave Luka and Kyrie the ability to just take you off the dribble, or Jones,
Plus,
or
he's a
Washington
pretty
Jr.
good rebounder. He's a
Yep,
long rebounder. He can run that pick and roll because he's a threat to shoot the ball
yep,
instead of just the lob to the goal as the other two do. I mean, basically, if they don't get that motion right off the pick, if they don't get the shot right there, the only thing that they got with the other two guys is the lob to the goal.
there's a lob.
Where
Yep,
Cleaver, he can step back and shoot that free throw line, extend his jumper. And those other guys really can't. They're not threatened to do that. If
yep.
Oklahoma City let those guys shoot.
Yep, I agree. The thing with to me about the Thunder is like I said, my keys were playing the correct lineups. The question is, how hurt is Luca? Because
Yeah.
that matters. I don't think the Mavericks can beat
Gotta
us more
gotta
than
get
one.
real physical in there tonight. I
Yeah,
promise you that.
well, it's gonna be physical again, which is okay
It was
for us.
physical game one, but it's gonna really step up tonight.
Well, but Drew,
Dallas is
that
gonna
helps
bring.
us. That helps us.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yep, it helps
I think it's
us.
gonna be. I don't think Oklahoma City scores 125 points tonight.
No. Well, we
I
have
just don't.
to.
I think it's gonna be a lower scoring game.
Well, when you look at the threes the other night, we were 16 for 35, and they were 12 for 35 from 3
Yeah.
the other night. But it's like I tell people, it's not
I
how
don't
many.
really have a side on the game. The line makes me nervous.
Yeah, 5 and a
I don't.
half.
I mean, it's just kind of a crazy line. I thought it'd be 4, maybe 3.5, but I think that they're a bit bumping up because Luka's hurt. But then, how was
Well,
it officiated tonight? A lot of that's going to play in. I may watch the first half and then play the second half.
yeah, because you and I talked about that about if SGA is going to shoot as many free throws, what's going to happen with that? And I do believe he's going to shoot free throws, probably 8, maybe 10 today, because he's really good at
Oh,
drawing
I think
fouls.
he will too, but is he going to shoot 11 in the first half? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's
the
going to
thing.
be the key.
Well, but Drew, I will
Once
say this.
they were up, that changed the game.
But this is the thing though. He was very good. All of his contacts, except maybe that one on Gabbert, would maybe been a little questionable. But the fact is, when you're a shooter and you're going to the basket, and they were clear on that because they gave those same calls to Kyrie and to Luka and to Jones them on the other
Yeah,
side.
and,
So they
that's
called
the
it
issue
consistently.
is Luka is not being aggressive. He's just dribble, and hold the ball
And
for
then fade away.
14 seconds and then shoot the fade away, and that's not going to draw a call.
No.
It's just not. So that's why I think, in my opinion, I think that Kyrie will be a bunch more aggressive tonight to take the ball to the basket.
Yeah, and J-Dub cannot guard Kyrie. He
No.
can't. But neither can Shea. Shea can guard him a little bit better than Shea, and Dort can guard him better than J-Dub can. But that Dort is the better defender for sure. But Dort's assignment we know is Luka. That's his assignment.
Yep.
So when Luka's on the court, Dort's going to be there. But I thought that Kaysen did really well playing him in defense. I thought he held up, but once again, Luka's hurt. And Luka's going to take a smaller, less physical guy like Kaysen Wallace. He'll be able to take him down low whenever he sees him. He can't really
But
push.
Maverick, P.J. Washington's going to have to play better.
Yep. Jones.
Exum's going to have to make shots.
Jones is going to have to play better.
The guys off, they're going to have some guys shoot the ball better, or it's going to be the same result. Oklahoma City's just going to grind on, and in the fourth quarter they'll pull away.
Well, I think that Oklahoma
City.
City.
By how many points they're going to score.
I think Oklahoma City is now tracking Minnesota. That's what I think. Minnesota won.
That's dangerous. You can't look.
Well, no, Drew. That's no. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they're focused on. Look, Minnesota's 1-2. We got to win 2. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We need a whole serve at home, and you and I have talked about that 1,000 times. Whole serve at home, and then try to get one on the road.
You got home court advantage for a reason.
Say whole serve at home, so you win tonight. You beat Luka up even more, and then you're only giving them. That's the beauty of what we talked about the other day. It's every other day to Game 6. Then you get a 2-day break.
It's a short day because you play at 2:30 on Saturday.
Yep. So that's my thing is this.
Yeah,
well, no.
Dallas goes home tonight.
Yep.
They get home, and by midnight, they probably don't do anything. Maybe a walkthrough tomorrow evening, and then you're resting, and you're going back.
But you're going back to work on Saturday at 2:30, Drew, like you said.
Yep.
At 2:30.
Yeah, which that really surprises me that they put the Western Conference at the early game on Saturday. That was a surprise. I figured they'd have the East.
Well, who is playing Saturday though, Drew? Who's Saturday? Who's playing Saturday? Can you look that up real quick, or are you in the car?
Yeah, no, I can look it up.
Who is Saturday? Because you have to be playing. Because it depends on who's playing who Saturday. That's what my thing is. This I think that they thought Oklahoma City was going to win 2 games, but Saturday afternoon is the prime time game in the afternoon.
Saturday, just 2 games, just same one. You got Thunder Mavericks and Celtics Cavs in the primetime spot on ABC. I would have flip-flopped those. I'd put the Celtics on during the afternoon.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, Drew, it's Boston.
It is.
So that's a bigger market than Oklahoma City, and it's a bigger market. Well, Dallas is not a bigger market than Dallas. Well, I guess it is. So
Metroplex Dallas is a monster.
Yes, $3-4 million in the Metroplex Dallas DFW. But
it's just Boston.
Right, it's Boston.
The Celtics acquire attention.
Well, it would be the Lakers. Same thing with the Lakers. The Lakers would get the primetime event. The Knicks would get the primetime event. The Miami Heat would get. There's certain teams that are going to get the prime time in Oklahoma City. Let's face it, more people are going to watch the Celtics Cavaliers game than would watch the Mavericks Thunder, unless it's 1-1.
So really, it really plays into Oklahoma City's hands.
Yeah.
That
we can get game 3.
Injuries, and they turn around and play again at $36. So.
Yeah, and I'll be there, and I'm wearing my stuff. So I'll be ready to go, bro. I'll be in my Thunder gear, ready to roll. I might wear. You know what, Drew?
Are you going salt and pepper, or are you just going jet black?
Really, is that what we're doing? Commander Junior, is that what we're doing right now?
I figure you're jet black.
Jet black.
Going to Dallas.
Jet black. And my associate that I'm taking is jet black hair too. So, which is not my normal thing, but yeah, it's I'm usually a person that runs in a little lighter crowd, but anyway.
I mean, you'll be sitting next to Orlando, and people are gonna think you're just aging so much better than him.
Now Roe is up and he's gonna be up in the sweet stuff. He just gave my
Mm-hmm.
my tickets are right down there. I'm gonna be right. I believe they're the same ones I had before that are right there by the Thunder bench, right there on the court, right by the Thunder bench. Nice seats, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They're real nice seats. Only thing I
Yeah,
didn't like.
that's a fun place to watch a game. Just the whole atmosphere down there.
Oh man, it's totally different. Yeah, it's just totally different down there. And where I'm staying at, and everything I'm doing. I get to go all my favorite places to eat that night. Got my lunch. Got my reservation at Al's. I'm going to Javier's to smoke cigars, and then going to the Snake Bar to hang out after that, and end back up at the library. So I've already got my stuff.
Library's a good spot. I've been
Oh
there a
yeah,
couple times.
well that's where I'm staying at the Melrose.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm at the Melrose. So I'm a Uber to the game, Uber back, and then we're gonna go. Then we're going to dinner at Al's, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna go to Javier's and smoke cigars. So that's gonna be a nice thing. And she likes to smoke cigars too, so that's a good thing.
Sounds like you got it dialed in.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing, man. Now, if we win, I've got my other Thunder shirt that that I'm gonna wear to dinner. That I'm gonna wear to dinner. But she said, "Don't do that." I was like, "Why not?" She goes, "Well, because if you do that, then what happens with our dinner if they see that you have a Thunder shirt?" I was like, "At Al's, nobody's gonna mess up your dinner because you're wearing a Thunder shirt. Not on that.
No.
That's like going to Michael's Grill. They're not gonna. That's not happening. Not there. They're not gonna take a chance on that. And especially Javier's. I'm gonna be doing smoking cigars and drinking bourbon or whiskey. That's all I'm gonna be doing anyway. So."
Yep.
And
yeah, it sounds like a good plan.
yeah, I'm excited about it, man. I'm ready, man. I'm definitely ready, bro. I'm definitely ready. It's gonna be a good time, and especially if Thunder win.
It sounds like you need some rest, get to feel a little better.
Well, I'm not doing anything. I'm going. Well, the game's at 8:30 tonight. By the time we get over, we didn't finish the show till what, 1:00. So it'll be 12:45 again tonight. So I won't be doing anything tonight. I've got to work.
It'll be late.
Yeah, I got to work from 4 to 10 tomorrow. So I won't be doing anything tomorrow. I'll be getting rest, and then I'm leaving at 7 a.m. Saturday morning. So, yeah, because I got to get there. Hopefully they'll, I already called the hotel and said, "Hey, look, I'm coming down for the game. I know the check-in is not till 3 o'clock, after 3, but hey, I'm coming in. Is it okay if I check in at noon or whatever?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can." So I've stayed there once or twice. Or 3 times. So, and I did use my honors, my points too. I mean, on my I checked in through my thing. You know how you work on that. So I'm a member of their of the deal. So I went ahead and used that. And they go, "Yeah, Mr. Clark, come on, you can check in early. We'll have a room for you." I was like, "Perfect." So, and no, it's gonna be a good time, man. I'm looking forward to it. And it's always fun in Dallas too. So, well, let's do our sponsors. Then we're gonna come back and I got all your games, so we're gonna talk about your ridiculous run over the last what, 3 days this week. It's been insane.
Last 5 days.
Yeah, it's been an insane run by Drew, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute. Want to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit my guy Mark Long up. They love to be behind the scenes. So if you got a complex that you're building, they can help you design it. Make sure everything is set up properly and it won't flood or anything like that. Collaborative Logic. If you have needs for custom office software, networking, or computers, or if you need a website design, hit our guys up over at Collaborative Logic, because the thing that I love about them most, and I say this all the time, is that if it's not hardware related, they can remote in and not disrupt your office at all and fix whatever computer that needs to be done. Oak Grove Trucking and our boy Jose Fierro.
What's up, Jose?
Yeah, and I saw our boy Adrian last night. Ran into him last night. He was playing darts and stuff. He thinks he's the dartsman and the pool guy. That's what he thinks he is, man. He talking trash.
He hangs out at the bar a lot.
I don't know about all. I don't want to say that, but he thinks he's an expert in those particular fields of expertise. Let's just say that. But if you got Dirt Rocker Sand, hit our boy up over there. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank makes things happen.
Yes, they are. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com, or you can go into their locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, in 66 steps from historic. What is it?
Historic downtown, Yukon, Oklahoma.
You guys crack me up with that Yukon stuff. Anyway, YB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway off Garth Brooks and I-40. What does he said? 212 steps if you walk around, including walking around a car. He's so full of crap. Drew, we know he's not walked that. Nathan has not walked it. We know that.
He's going to be wandering around out there.
You're
get across Garth Brooks Boulevard, come off I-40.
You're brutal, bro. YMB Peoples located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur, and of course Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located 4609 Southeast 29th, Dale City, Oklahoma, 670-2424. Open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Fridays 9 to 1, closed Saturdays and Sundays, proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. Hey, Drew, that reminds me, too. How about me getting a citation? It wasn't a citation, it was a warning that I needed to get finished painting my outside of my house. What is that about, bro? What's that about?
Neighborhood association guy.
I'm like, well, no, this was the Oklahoma City. Because I live in a historical neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, really? Are y'all serious right now? And
you should tell him, hey, if you can match that paint, I'll do it.
Yeah, and plus on top of that is, this neighborhood's getting gentrified, so there's only like 4 or 5 of us left on the block.
Yeah.
First one's in, last one's out again. That's what I did about that. But anyway, your picks, bro. You have been on fire. Yeah. What have you lately? What are you 50? What is it?
So we're a 48-15 run here over the last 6 days, and that's a hell of a run, boys.
That is ridiculous.
15. Yeah, and we're starting the day off good again today. So the Twins money line. Twins are up 11-1 in the 9th inning. And the D-back spread's over 9. It is 5-4 in the 8th inning. So
what about the Giants and Rockies?
We're 1. Well, that hasn't started yet.
Okay.
So we got the 2 guys that are on the board. I'm either winning one, gonna win one, and already tied in the other. So
yep. And then
off this day 2-0 will be a good start.
Then of course my Yanks. You got them. You taking the money line on 129 on that?
Yeah, I'm looking for the sweep there over the Stros today. Go ahead and broom them on out.
Yeah, to tell you what, the Stros, that turned into a little rivalry for about 4 or 5 years, didn't it?
Yeah, the Stros are struggling this year. They've got a bunch of good players, and they're just kind of, I don't know what you'd call them, discombobulated. They just can't seem to put it together.
Yep. Okay, then yep, and then in basketball, you're taking the Celtics in 13. Drew, I still say that's a lot of damn points, even though they whooped their butts the other night. Isn't that a lot of points? You think?
Don't see how they're gonna. I mean, the Celtics can just put it together so fast. And the scary thing right now about the Celtics is Tatum's not playing very good
at all.
I mean, White's carrying them on the offensive end. I mean, especially with Porzingis out, White's been the one just killing them. I mean, eventually you got to figure Tatum's going to catch fire, and if he does, they're really going to start beating.
Him and Brown. But Drew, the whole thing is like I was saying earlier when I was talking about the games tonight. I said. The Celtics don't, and I've said this, they don't need Porzingis right now until they play the West.
No, they don't.
They don't need
it. They just kind of got it on cruise, They just kind of wait for somebody to make a mistake, and then, well, I tell you what, they go on those 9, 10, 12-0 runs really quick.
Yep. And
especially if White's making threes.
And that's what the Thunder do, the exact same thing when you have that one group in there. They make, when you have SGA, Isaiah Joe, Wiggins, Kaysen, and Jay Will, and then you bring Chet in, that 3 to 4 minute run, they go on a 10-3 run, a 12-2 run, a 14-4 run. Yep. They make a run every time with that group, and that's why I understand why Daignault does not play them more. I mean, dude, that's your best 5 against their second 5.
Process,
okay, well, that's what he keeps saying. That's why he got looked at by those guys. What's up, B? What's up, man? How's Stick Harry? Anyway, okay, the Cavs and the Celtics over 21.
Yeah, I like the over 212 again. I don't see how the Cavaliers are going to slow them down, and especially with Allen out, I think the Celtics will do what they want. Hold serve at home. Maybe the Cavs can make it close in a lower scoring game back in Cleveland, but I just don't see it happening in Boston. I'll just ride that horse till it bucks me off.
Yep. And then, of course, you're taking the under tonight in the Mavericks and Thunder.
Yeah, I haven't figured out my plan on the game yet. I like the under. I think it's gonna be a little more physical. I think it's gonna. I don't not so many. I don't think there's gonna be 58 free throws tonight. I think some teams. I think you're gonna have both teams get more physical. I just don't think shooting percentages are gonna be that high. I could see Thunder winning. Oh, I don't know, 105, 100, something like that.
Yeah, well, the Thunder have held the last. Well, no one scored over 100 points in them
Yeah.
in the last
That's
5 games.
it
That defense.
could be 104, 96. Could
Yeah.
be somewhere around that neighborhood. I think is where it's going to fall. But I do like OKC money line. I think they win tonight.
Yep. What about you, Nate? What you think, bro? I mean, Ben.
I think Harry.
Ben.
Yeah, I like the under in that game a lot as well. I think both teams will be playing defense, and I think with Luka's question on health, I mean he's clearly hampering on that leg.
Clearly,
so,
yeah. And then Dort is beating the hell out of him too. God dang.
Yeah, which they just got to keep on doing it. Just keep on just burying it. So I think that just needs to continue, and I think it'll be an under. I think Kyrie's gonna have a good game, but I think regardless of the outcome, but other than that, I think that's I like the under in that one as well.
Yep. Then of course the Stars. You're taking my Stars tonight, Drew.
I am. I think they bounce back tonight. I didn't like them in game one, but they've got to sleep in their own bed a couple nights. They should come out refreshed. And I think the Blackhawks did what they came to do, which was steal one in Dallas. So, not Blackhawks,
Avalanche.
Sorry, steal one in Dallas. And I think they'll be satisfied to get back to Colorado with 1-1.
Yep, Ben.
Yep, I agree with that. I mean, I like the Stars tonight too, especially like you just said, being back at home. I think they came off that game 7 against the defending Stanley Cup champs, the Golden Knights. So I think you got to get back down to earth a little bit. And that game they had that game in the bag. It was kind
3-0.
Little, yep. So they had it. So I mean, I think knowing that too in the back of their head, I think they're going to come out firing tonight, and I expect Otter to stand on his head in net tonight.
And by the way, Drew, I want you running your mouth about the Stars and the score and stuff. I'm not going to comment, so I'm not giving my.
How about my Canucks last night?
Oh
that
my
was wild.
God!
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we haven't got to the scores yet, and then of course you're taking the Canes money line tonight on that as well.
Yeah, I think they come out firing tonight. They're probably I'd like to hear Ben's opinion, but they're one of the favorites to win it, and I think they'll play well tonight.
Yeah, they're definitely due for a good showing. But I mean, if Shesterkin gets 54 saves again, you can't get past that. I mean, that's incredible. I think Freddie Anderson I think he had like 32 or something. So I mean, they almost doubled the shots on him. And goaltending is all it is in the playoffs. So if it's going to come down to that, I think it's going to be a close one. But I expect Carolina going back to Carolina after losing to all those. What do they got? Like 16,000 screaming Caniacs in there. I expect them to go crazy, and it's going to be a good time. They're probably all barbecuing right now. They do tailgate.
Yep.
So yeah, I expect this one to be a good one. If Carolina's going to win one, it's going to be tonight. If they lose tonight, I think it's all but over. But New York's a hell of a team right now, so it'll come down to this. If Carolina can score on the power play, and if Freddie Anderson can still keep 2 or 3 pucks out, they should be fine.
Yep. Now, when we're talking about the playoffs and the NBA, when you look at the teams right now, Celtics 1-0, Thunder 1-0, the Timberwolves 2-0, and the Knicks 2-0, which is kind of funny because the 2 number 1 seeds are 1-0, and the number 3 seed and the number 2 seed are 2-0 on that side of the bracket. And then when I'm talking about hockey, since we're gonna get in before we get into the scores, man. In hockey, right now, Colorado's up 1-0, Vancouver's up 1-0 over Edmonton, Boston and Florida are 1-1, the Panthers, and then of course the Rangers and Carolina 2-0.
Yep.
So
yeah, I think a lot of the favorites are winning right now in the NHL. Besides Stars.
Stars, right? Yeah. And so last night, Drew, Ben, your Panthers, bro. Whew. Your Bruins.
Did you get to see the highlights of that game?
Yeah, I was watching it last night. Well, I was watching
something. The Bruins started off good, and then folded like a mess in September.
In the end of the second period.
Dude, by the way, Ben, what the hell was that? I didn't say what the hell was that with the fight? What was that? It was like 12 guys fighting. What the hell was that?
I'll get into it here. Yeah, so at the end of the second period, the Bruins were only down 2-1, and they got scored on with 0.3 seconds left. So going into that, that's kind of your backbreaker. And then going into the third period, Panthers scored again, made it 4-1, and then it started to get a little chippy. One of the guys came up and like screamed in a couple of the guys' faces, and then it started to get, guys started grabbing each other. And then after the fifth goal, they did it again. And then Kachuk shoved a guy in the back as well. And then Marchand took after him. And then two guys got thrown out there. And then another guy got thrown out for yelling something at the bench. And then at the very end, Pasternak, he's one of the top 5 skilled players in the world. He went out there and he went after Kachuk, and they went out just right off the bench. And he went and talked to his coach. You can see the film on it. He goes and asks his coach. He's like, I'm gonna go with him. So they got out there, and Kachuk's a tough customer there. So we didn't expect Pasta to do it, but that's the only win that we pretty much had. Is that your depth guys, when you see like a guy that's not supposed to do that, go do that. That's pretty awesome. And all 3 of our captains all got kicked out for fighting and doing. So it was good. It was just a heavy game. It got really intense, and that's what you want, though.
Yep. And then of course the Oilers and the Canucks, man. I can't believe they beat them.
There's been a hell of a bunch of comebacks in the NHL lately. The Canucks, I couldn't believe that, burying 3 goals in the third period.
I couldn't either.
I know a lot of people were asleep at that point because puck drop wasn't until like 10 or 11 last night. So I know it was a late one. But, yeah, that was another good game. Draisaitl got injured, so we'll see what that happens with that. But it's going to be another good game.
Yeah, one thing that I thought was that's funny, I guess it's not funny, it's kind of cool, is how about the NBA and hockey switching off with TNT?
Yeah, I like that.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Have you seen Shaq come over to the hockey set and do different things? And
No.
And the hockey guys will run over to the basketball set and do different things? It's pretty cool when they do that. Yeah, like Shaq was in there. He had one of the sticks in their hand because they have like little makeshift little things so they can show, just kind of like they do with the basketball and the baseball and all that. And yeah, like Shaq came over there and he was screening one of the guys, like he was playing the big screen in front of the goalie. It was pretty funny.
Shaq's a big old boy, bro.
Yeah.
He a big boy.
Yeah, it's good though. I like that they do that. I think that's fantastic. Everybody gets a chance to watch both.
Yep, I like how they're doing that. And Drew's damn Canucks. Do you got them tomorrow night too, Drew? I mean, do you got them tomorrow night, bro?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's kind of like catching lightning in the bottle. I think you just stay with it one time.
He took him for 3 nights in a row. Yeah.
I don't want to push my luck.
Okay. Yeah. And then, of course, the games tonight, you got the Rangers and the Canes. The Rangers are up 2-0.
Yep. And like we just talked about, I think the Canes are due for one. But if Shesterkin plays like he did, there's nothing you can do about that. So if you can't put the puck past the goalie, then your team's going to win.
Yep. So it's 1.5 and 5.5. What do you like?
I like the over of. I'd go over 5.5 if I was doing that, and I'd do it with in regulation. You'll get like an extra 5 added to your unit or something, a little +5 or something added to your unit. So nothing crazy, but there's no point in doing it for overtime because if it's just 5.5, then you have to be tied to go into it so you'd win regardless. So
okay.
I'd say the over if you're going to do it.
And then the Stars are favored by 1.5 over under 6.5.
Yeah, that's going to be a high scoring game. I do like the over on that, but I don't like any of the puck lines on this. I might actually sprinkle again, and I just do half a unit on both to go to overtime because I'm still up in that department. So
right.
Keep that.
Now, Drew, did you take the 1.5 or did you take them at 1? Where'd you get the Stars at, Drew?
I just took the money line.
Oh, just the money line?
I thought it was money line is what I saw.
So you just the money line on that? This is to take the Stars?
Yeah, in the playoffs, it's too tough to be taking the 1.5, but that's just the way Vegas does it.
Well,
because they always do a money line bet, then they have to have a puck line bet. So that's the puck line. So if you bet the puck line,
I've got screwed too many times on the puck line to where it get an open netter and lose.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. That's what you're hoping for is that extra goal for the goalie to be pulled and. Then like if you had taken the Panthers at puck line last night, you'd have won. Because it was obviously they won by 5, so it would have covered that 1.5.
Yeah. Hey guys, this is funny. So this dude, we have a sidewalk in front of my house, right? So this dude is walking, and H, he stuck his head through one of my little panes,
Yep.
and he sticks his head through the fucking window. This guy went, oh, you heard Ace barking. He stopped, walked across the street, and he's now walking down the other side of the street.
Nope.
Now you're gonna test that.
That's
I
a no
bust
go
out.
for me, dog.
I'm sorry, that was funny. I mean, a dog's not gonna get you, man. He can't take his whole head through the window, but maybe or whole body. Maybe he can. But yeah, he just barked a couple times. That guy went, oh, and he's like, whoa. Then went across the other side. That was. I mean, I know it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny to me. That's because as y'all
Yeah.
know, Ace is a big old
That's how
baby.
all the
Ben,
kids
you know
say in
Ace
my
is a
yard.
big baby. He's a big baby. I mean, he's a big boy,
Yeah.
but he's a baby. He really is. He really is. So Ben, what's your thought on the Thunder tonight? You like the Thunder?
Yeah, I do. Especially I think coming back, being here, I think everything's going to be good. I agree with Drew. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, a little bit more physical, and we'll see just how much of a beating Luka can take, and hopefully, I mean, I'm open for down as many free throws to the game. I like the
Yeah.
That's what Drew
pace of
said.
the game. I like the pace of the game to go up a little bit. I think that'd be great for our team. So,
Yeah,
but
Drew,
especially with Luka being a little injured and them being a little bit older, beat up a little bit. So I think we got a good chance at that.
yeah, Drew has the same feeling. Drew, what is your thought process on the referees letting us play? Because that's one thing you were concerned
Yeah.
about before the series.
Yeah, I just to me, I mean, it has a lot to do with Dallas too. Dallas is not being aggressive because Luke is hurt. But I think Dallas got, and I said it earlier. I look for Kyrie to be ultra aggressive tonight. I think he's going to have to do the driving of the ball.
Yeah, Luka can't drive.
I think that plays into Oklahoma City's hands unless Kyrie goes for a 50 spot, which he's capable of. But I just don't think it's a. I don't know. I think it's going to be to where they don't call as many touch fouls, and I think you're going to see if they shoot like they did, the team shoot shots like they did last game. I just don't see the percentage being as high of made shots. Not
Right.
necessarily that it's going to be, it's going to be physical, but I'm just saying that it may not be as many fouls on jump shooters and touch fouls on drives, stuff like that. I think they're going to let the ball speak for itself a little more tonight. And I think whichever team, obviously it's stupid to say, whichever team has a higher shooting percentage is going to win.
Yep.
Right.
In the
At
NBA,
least
do they keep
that's
the
the way
same?
I hope it's playing, because I damn sure don't want to watch 60 free throws again.
Yeah, that was brutal. In the NBA, do they keep the same reffing crew throughout the entire series, or do they switch them up? Like I know, like NFL, changes. By game.
I think you'll have the same crew tonight.
You can have the same crew
Over
tonight.
the weekend, you won't.
Okay.
Yeah, they switch
Yeah,
up. They switch up, but you got whenever your first two games are, whatever. That's where your
Yeah.
series
Okay.
at. And they switch referees.
That's what happened. Like in the hockey game last night, there were 17 penalties called in the third period. I think there was like 7 ejections, but I mean, it was just the refs kind of let it get out of hand, and then once the score gets up that high and guys are taunting each other, we don't really have a taunting penalty in hockey. There's not really you can pretty much do almost whatever you want. So I mean, the line, don't cross the line, but.
Right.
So I mean, guys were getting kicked out just for talking and stuff last night, but it'll be the same crew, just like you said for game 1 and 2. But then sometimes you get a switch, but if not, then game 3 will be tightened up a lot.
By the way,
they're going to be
okay, 2 things I'm gonna ask you guys about. First of all, what do you think about Jamal Murray's cavalier attitude about his $100,000 suspension or $100,000 fine?
Oh, I think that's his attitude in general. That's kind of the way he acts anyway. So
That was so punkish, don't you think, Drew? I mean, you just dismissive,
Yeah,
like, hey, you got a
he's kind
basketball
of a
question?
punk anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway, to me.
I know you're not a fan, but still, I mean, I just thought, man, you have no attrition whatsoever. None.
No, he doesn't.
None. Dude,
And,
you could have hurt
and like how
somebody.
they said that he felt bad about it too, because you could tell that he just really didn't.
He didn't care. He
He just sent it past his lawyer, and his lawyer just said, "Yeah, say this."
I mean, to me though, I know that, but to me, bro, you could have hurt somebody. You could have hurt one of your
really
own teammates.
bad, actually, too, and thhrowing it twice.
Well, no, he threw a
That's the
towel.
thing,
He threw a towel the first time.
yeah,
but
but
the second
it
time
wasn't heavy enough. He couldn't get it there. He doesn't have an arm on it.
Right, that was the thing. But somebody could slip on that because, like I was trying to tell, a heat pack is moist. It's warm. It's watery. You could slip and tear an ankle, tear a knee, groin, hurt
And
yourself.
just imagine if it was, one of their big boys down low.
What if it was one of his
he
players?
Does the splits and tears his ACL or something.
Yeah,
something
one
crazy.
of his players. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just insane.
I just think the NBA and Silver are being so light on these guys, and Patrick Beverly only getting 4 games. I'm like, are you kidding me?
And then I get like we all want to see the best on best, but like if you're doing that in the playoffs, like come on, man, like you got to have some restraint.
Yeah,
like, you're in the NBA making good money, and you're doing, and this is all in front of millions of people. Like you got to have a little bit of self restraint.
Yeah, what is your thought, Drew, on the Patrick Beverly only getting 4 games?
I thought it'd be a lot more than that,
I did too.
After just all the things they say about.
But he did it twice. But he threw it twice.
To me, he wasn't physically in the stands, but he was in the stands. He's throwing at somebody in the stands.
And remember, he hit that woman the first time. Remember, he hit that lady the first time. He apologized to her, though. He really did. You could see him going, hey, I'm sorry. Give me the ball back. And then he threw it at the guy he was trying to hit. I'm like, dude, really? All because he said, see you in Cancun. I'm like, bro, really? Really? How long have you been in the league? And you going to tell me you're going to do that over that? And I know you've heard worse than that. I know you've heard worse than that.
Yeah, I know he has for sure.
Oh, yeah. Because I know in Oklahoma City fans, I know they brutalize him every time he comes down here.
Well, with the whole
what he did with Russell. Remember when he hurt Russell when he was with and that was a cheap shot right there, too. And that happened right in front of us. We could see it. You could see what happened. We were like, damn, man. Because the commander and I were going crazy. They were like, what? The commander don't get, he's pretty even keeled. You know what I'm saying? But he got a little fired up about that.
Yeah.
He got fired up about that because that was, I'm not saying he tried to hurt him, but he looked like he tried to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say that, but it kind of looked like he tried to hurt him. You know what I mean? It was a dirty shot, but I don't say. But anyway, Saturday, I'm pumped up about going down to Dallas. I'm leaving, and I cannot wait to be down. It's going to be a great night. And yes, Ben, I'm a jet black Ben. So Ben, Drew's already asked the question. I'm jet black
Good
Ben. So
Good man.
I don't want to hear no mess from either one of y'all. I'm jet black. Okay. I can't stand either one of you, son of a. I can't even curse. Last words, anything you want to say, Drew, before we get out of here?
Man, just to go out and enjoy the game tonight, whether you're partaking at the bars or downtown, and looking forward to the weekend, man. Be safe out there.
Everybody, people are partaking at the bar, Ben. Drew, they're partaking at the bar. Yeah, Ben, you got anything you want to say?
Not much, man. I'm just going to cook out some food here at the house and then watch the games here so I can get everything going so I can watch, both hockey and a little bit of Thunder at the same time.
All right, well, give both of your wives kisses for me. Tell them I love them. And, Drew, give those girls kisses for me as well. And y'all be good. And y'all don't do anything I wouldn't do tonight, all right?
Too late.
I can't stand either one of you.
Hey, cheers, boys.
My guy Ben Dillman, High Stick Harry, and my guy Drew Hinthorn of HuskerDrewPigs.com.
Go be good.
I had to get. One of these days, I'm gonna cut his ass off from that. One of these days. That be.